Hi friends, welcome to the class of fluid mechanics. Here we will see about the classification of fluid. How you will classify the fluid in different types. Okay. In one of my previous session in introduction, in the last slide I told you what are different types of fluid. Now in today's session we will see all those things in the brief. Now, what are the classifications? If you remember, fluid is divided into ideal fluid, real fluid, Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluid, ideal plastic fluid. Now, what are those? What are these fluids? Now we will see one by one. First, coming to ideal fluid. Ideal means from name itself, ideal. Something is ideal means when we take many assumptions for simplification, or we can say ideal represents a it sets a bar, bar. Okay, ideally everything is 100% we can say. Or something is highest in its ideal condition we can say. Okay, like in thermodynamics we have seen about Carnot cycle, it is ideal, but practically it is not possible. Okay, so Carnot cycle sets a bar, higher limit. Like this, anything which is ideal, it will sets a higher limits. Same thing is here, ideal fluid. So here we assume that it is incompressible, means it cannot be compressed. It has zero viscosity, means there is no viscosity. Now, what is this compressibility? What is this viscosity? We'll see in our later sessions. Now, shear force is zero, means when fluid is in motion, no resistance is offered to the motion of the fluid particles. Which means if there is no resistance between the fluid particles, means there is no shear force. So these are some assumptions for considering the ideal fluid. In real life, practically there is no ideal fluid. Okay, even water also have some viscosity. Second thing, real. Now, real fluid means practical fluid, which is actually existing in the nature. They are compressible. You can compress them. They have some viscosity. They are viscous in nature. And if they are viscous means there will be resistance between the different layers of fluid. Okay? There will be resistance between different layers of fluid. One fluid layer will offer resistance to the other fluid layer. Because of this, there will be shear stress also. So in ideal fluid, all these things are not absent, they are not present. But in real fluid, all these things are present. Next, Newtonian fluid, which obeys the Newton's law. Now, what is this? In Newtonian fluid, a linear relationship exists between magnitude of shear stress represented by tau. This symbol is known as tau. So it represents shear stress. So there is linear relationship between shear stress and the rate of deformation. Rate of deformation given by du by dy. That is, the constant of proportionality mu does not change with rate of deformation. It means the constant of proportionality mu does not change with rate of deformation. This I will tell you afterwards. Okay, but from here we get a Newton's law of viscosity. From here we will get the Newton's law of viscosity. This constant of proportionality mu is known as coefficient of viscosity. Okay. Now this is the relationship. Tau. First we can write. See. First what we can write? We can write here in place of this. We can write tau is proportional to du by dy. Now when you remove this proportionality sign, you put symbol mu. You put the the symbol mu. This mu is nothing but constant of proportionality, also known as coefficient of viscosity. So this is the Newton's law of viscosity. Tau is equals to mu times du by dy, where tau is shear stress, du by dy is rate of deformation, also known as strain rate. If you remember, I told you difference between fluid and solid. Solid, shear stress is proportional to strain. Stress is proportional to strain. But in liquid or fluid, you can say stress is proportional to strain rate. Strain rate means thing which is changing with respect to time. I told you, same thing is here. U by dy represents the strain rate or rate of deformation. So this is very important formula, friends. Note down this. Tau equals to mu times du by dy. This is Newton's law of viscosity. In exams, it can be asked to you, what is the Newton's law of viscosity? They will give you some equations, expressions. You have to identify. Or what is the definition or statement? So you can say shear stress is proportional to rate of deformation or rate of shear strain. Okay. Now examples are, for Newtonian fluid we take water as one of the example. The viscosity at any given temperature and pressure is constant for Newtonian fluid. Okay. So this is the observation which is obtained through the experiments. Now next, non-Newtonian viscosity. Because just now we have studied about the Newtonian fluid and we have studied the term viscosity. So I will explain you what is the viscosity. Here, this top example, this there is air and some bird is flowing or flying, you can say. Second case, water is there and the fish is swimming or floating. So one case, air is the fluid and some object is nothing but this bird is flying. Second case, water is the fluid and this object fish is floating. So how the viscosity take place? So we will see here. Viscosity is nothing but it is a property that represents the internal resistance of a fluid to the motion. If something is in the motion in the fluid, then the fluid will offer a resistance to the motion. This is the viscosity. Okay. Next, to obtain a relationship for viscosity, what we do, we consider a fluid layer between two large parallel plates separated by a distance L. How? Let us see. This is the figure. This gray color top and bottom, these are the two plates, parallel plates. In between, there is fluid. These plates are separated by length L, distance L. Okay. Now, at the bottom edge or surface, you can say, here this layer of fluid is in contact with this plate, so it will unable to move. Means velocity u is the velocity will be 0. Then slowly it will increase, the velocity will increase. Okay, it will go on increasing up to here. So this is will give you the velocity profile. See again, at this surface, at the bottom surface, when this fluid layer just adjacent to the plate surface, because here it will be in the rest position, means velocity will be 0. Then slowly when you go upward direction, the velocity will increase slowly. Okay, and it is goes on increasing. So this is the velocity profile. It is given by velocity as a function of y is equal to y divided by L into v. V is velocity, y is the small distance, okay, and L is the this total distance. From here you can get the profile, velocity profile. Now, definition. Shear stress is nothing but force divided by area. You know. Okay. Next, you know Newton's law of viscosity, tau equals to mu times du by dy, where mu is, I have said it is proportionally constant. Next, it is coefficient of viscosity, and it is also known as dynamic viscosity. It is also known as dynamic viscosity. Its unit is kg per meter into second, or you can write Pascal into second, or poise. Okay, units are either kg per meter second, this is mks, Pascal second, this is SI unit, or poise, this is CGS unit. These all are the units of dynamic viscosity, mu. Next, viscosity is a measure of fluid resistance to the flow. I already told you viscosity is nothing but resistance of fluid to the flow. Now we have interchanged the things. If you remember, I told you tau equals to mu into du by dy. Correct? Now in place of du you are writing u velocity, and in place of y we are writing h distance. Now, so bring this thing on the left hand side, you will get mu equals to tau divided by u divided by h. Same thing is written here. So based on this, what is tau? Tau is nothing but force divided by area. So you can write either this thing or this thing. So you will get the unit Newton second per meter square. Newton second per meter square. Okay. Now Newton per meter square is nothing but force per unit area, which is pressure, and unit of pressure is Pascal. So you can write this thing as Pascal into second. Correct? So these are some units of viscosity. This is dynamic viscosity. Remember, this is dynamic viscosity. Now there is one more viscosity, kinematic viscosity. Now what is the kinematic viscosity? It is defined as the ratio of absolute viscosity to the density of fluid. Absolute viscosity means nothing but dynamic viscosity. So mu divided by density means rho. So unit will be meter square per second. So this is the kinematic viscosity, relationship between dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. And here they are the units also. This is the unit for dynamic viscosity. This is unit for kinematic viscosity. Okay. Now coming to non-Newtonian fluid. These are the fluid which does not obey the Newton's law of viscosity. Means there is non-linear relationship. There is non-linear relationship. Means tau is not equals to mu times du by dy. There will something else with it. Now examples are like paint, which we use to paint our walls, toothpaste, printer ink, human blood. All these things are examples of non-Newtonian fluid. Okay. Now, ideal plastic fluid. What do you understand by ideal plastic fluid? Fluid in which shear stress more than yield value is known as ideal plastic fluid. Okay. So this type of fluid we don't come across generally. Generally, we come across the real fluid, Newtonian fluid, and non-Newtonian fluid. Now, how to represent them? Can represent like this: shear stress, and this is x-axis is nothing but strain rate. Strain rate is also known as velocity gradient, du by dy. Du by dy is also known as velocity gradient. So staff can come and they can ask which line represents which fluid. They will draw the line and they will tell identify which kind of fluid it is. So you should know relationship between shear stress and velocity gradient. This is starting from origin. I am telling you with different color. This straight line or starting from origin. This is Newtonian fluid means linear relationship. This is ideal fluid. There is no shear stress. Why? Because when you apply small shear stress, the deformation takes place. It does not resist small shear stress also. This is a fluid. Solid, the how much you will provide shear stress, there is no shear strain. There is no shear strain. It will deform the shape. Okay, so there will be shear stress, but there will not be any velocity gradient. Okay, because there is no movement. There is change in the shape, but there is no movement. Okay, this is ideal solid. Y-axis is ideal solid, x-axis is ideal fluid, and this straight line starting from origin. This is Newtonian fluid. Now, parallel to this Newtonian fluid, parallel to Newtonian fluid, but starting at some distance, that is distance is y. This line is nothing but ideal plastic fluid. Parallel to Newtonian fluid, there is ideal plastic fluid. Okay. Now, a curve, a curve. This curve represents a non-Newtonian fluid. Non-Newtonian fluid. Okay. So mainly there these five types of fluids are there. Okay. And how to represent, you can see in this graph. So you have to remember this thing because this is very important. This comes in the exam. Definitely it comes in the exam. Okay. Now some fundamental dimensions and their units you have studied or you are going to study in higher classes. What are those units? Fundamental units are length, mass, and time. Length, mass, and time. Length is represented by L, mass is represented by M, time is represented by T. Okay, and the units for this, anyone can tell what are the units? Length unit will be meter, mass it will be kilogram, kg, and time it will be second. Meter, kg, second. LMT. Okay, so and different types of units. Different type of units are CGS means centimeter, gram, second. FPS, this is British unit, means foot, pound, second. Order is same, length, mass, time. MKS, meter, kilogram, second. And SI. Generally, SI unit are in use because they are universally accepted. SI units are universally accepted. Okay, so generally SI units are in trend. So these are the four systems of units. Thank you for today's sessions. So in today's session we have seen different types of fluid. Mainly we have seen about the viscosity. What is the Newton's law of viscosity? Shear stress is proportional to velocity gradient or rate of shear strain. Correct? And then at last we have seen some fundamental dimensions and units. That's all for today's class. I hope you enjoyed today's class. We will meet you in the next session.